Hello, everybody. It's Monday night. It's season 5, episode 34 of the most esteemed, 34, Plastic Crack Podcast.
That's
my
scary.
fellow host. We've got Martin Sevenson over there.
Hello. Hello.
Dom, Boots the Table over there. And we may have something. How about a blast from the past? Yay!
Hey!
Who's he?
Who's that?
I'm back.
I don't know, but he owes us rent.
He does owe a lot of rent.
He owes us rent.
I'm off paternity leave.
Does that mean that does that mean now our monthly bill comes down?
It does. Yeah, from now on.
I'm not Ken.
Nice not paying that. I'm not going to lie.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, stranger.
Yeah. Welcome back, me.
You still can't get a microphone that works.
Sorry.
No, does it sound all right, though?
It was for
You
a
sound
minute,
like
and
when
then
you're
you disappeared.
near it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, no, it's because I moved away because I was trying to hold a World Eater's arm together. And I was balancing using my thing. But yeah, this is how I sit. So it's fine. As long as it sounds fine if I'm sat like this. Cool. Happy days.
Ken, not from
Ken,
Yorkshire.
not from Yorkshire.
Shrink. What are you wasting away?
Am I? I have lost weight.
There you go.
That's stress, right?
Yeah.
That's becoming a father.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I got a new one. Mine are both at the same school. I thought it was going to be like, oh, that's quite
easier.
Cool. Like, they already did. No, no.
Everything's harder.
Yeah. Oh, how much you've been milking that excuse now? Oh God, got
all the time. It's just blaming Sophie for everything. So yeah, I've got to feed her after this. Actually, to be fair, at 10:30. That's bots, and then bedtimes. Yeah. Well, she's asleep now, but she wakes up for. Well, she doesn't wake up. I wake her up for bots, and then it's back to bed. She sleeps all night. So can't moan. Cannot moan.
I think everybody's glad to see you back, Ken.
Yes, and I will be back every week now. This is it.
I wonder how many people are going, who the hell is he?
Yeah, he's new.
Oh yeah, we picked up quite a few.
Probably got a few new viewers. They're probably going, who the bloody hell is he?
I just do you remember the Warlord resin is really flexible, right? So I was just like, I'll just bend this back a little bit, and yeah. There we go.
Love it.
For a second there, Glinda thought he was watching an old stream. Yes, the gang's back together.
Yeah.
Like rounding up cats. 4 of us on the stream at the same time. My God. Mark it in your calendar, folks. Mark it in
That's it.
It's the return of John Lennon.
We're all back. There we go.
It's the last we'll split up. Yeah.
Yes, season 5, episode 34. Hobby inspiration. Where do you get yours? So we're going to have a chat about that later.
Can I say? Can I use this?
What beer?
I find I'm inspired. Yeah, beer.
That tell you what, that list you sent us on Saturday night inspired me to not ever drink ever again.
Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, that was in the that's the Belgian beer bar in town, and because it's Oktoberfest, obviously in Germany, the guys just ordered in all the same beers that they're drinking at Oktoberfest, so he's got them in the pub, and it's just gorgeous. I nearly did buy myself.
How much of a mess were you that night?
I wasn't too bad. Haley did call me something really rude in the middle, because we went out, and I was drinking I think it was the 8%er that was in there, and the only one they're allowed to serve in like 2/3 of a pint. They can't sell full pints, and we decided to play Battleships, and I beat her, and she expressed herself very angrily. I think they thought we were having a party. Well, we nearly were, but over Battleships in the middle of the pub. So yeah, no, it was when you come down here, Steve, I'll take you there. You'll like it. Do you like Mexican food?
Yeah.
Curiosity. Well, they've got a deal. So the Belgian beer bar has a deal with the Mexican restaurant down the road, and you can order in Mexican food to drink in the Belgian beer bar.
Oh, wow.
Mexican food and strong Belgian beer. What could possibly go wrong there?
Next morning is going to be
there could be some very issues.
They have loads of board games in there as well. Like I say, every time I go in there, there's these 2 guys who go in there and just play War of the Ring, the really big fantasy flight.
All right, yeah.
and they keep on telling me they've still never finished it because either they
No, it takes all bloody day. That does.
I think they're in there quite a long time.
Say, well, I wouldn't fancy having a few of those 10% beers while playing a board game. I might end up fighting with myself rather than playing the game.
It's quality. It's a good place. It's a good place.
Oh yeah, so don't forget that we are sponsored by the awesome Boards and Swords Hobbies. If you go over to their web store and use the code PCP5 when checking out, you'll get an additional 5% off your already discounted order. If you can't find what you want, contact Ian, and I'm pretty sure him and the chaps we had to sort you out with what you need. All the usual
got a little
stuff.
giveaway from them as well.
Oh yes, we have.
Oh, we do.
Little
Should we
giveaway
do
coming
that
later.
later?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. So we've got a rather if you like Bolt Action and are looking forward to third edition, we've got.
Oh, that's me all over.
Actually, yeah,
I like
we literally had to
about
rugby tackle Martin away from these
yeah,
these giveaways.
I've created loads of fake accounts so I can comment loads so I can increase my chances of winning.
That's just nefarious. All the usual shill stuff, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. Shill. And a big thank you to everybody that's watching us on the catch up.
God, I covered a lot there.
I just thought Ken isn't in on the recent jokes, so he's not going to know what.
No,
I was hearing shill, and I'm thinking, why the fucking hell are you saying
Shill.
I thought you were going to say, why are they talking about me?
yeah.
No, I don't like doing the millennial stuff, so it's just.
Sorry, I exist. Generation below me that's worse. Don't worry about that.
Oh, right. Let's see
who.
Now,
Dad, I'm old.
Let's see who's joined us tonight and get some weather updates from around the globe, as we normally do on a Monday. Edward's here. Robin Rose Hobden. It's a stormy, wet Lansing. Don't get too. I think it might be moist. That's the word of the channel. Mike Schubert from South Africa. Paul is a dark and terrible Mercia.
Dark and terrible one. Oh,
I don't think we've ever had terrible before.
Wow.
Moist just never. You know, it was really sunny here today. Really, really sunny.
It was up until the point it absolutely tipped it down here. It just suddenly came over like a bloody monsoon. It's like, what the hell?
No rain. I imagine if we've had one Monday of sunshine, I imagine the next 4 days will be just biblical grimness and misery. Yeah. Rich at Chile Stratford. He's basing goals tonight for the upcoming victory at CrackCon.
I've got Vercingetorix to finish tonight, and I just realised I need to do another command base, so I'm panic painting a command base.
I just realised I need an awful lot of Prussian landwehr and reservists, and I painted up one unit. I've got another 2 to do. But I suddenly thought, who do we know in the community that's obsessed?
I was about
with
to
Prussians?
literally say that. Even I remember that.
So he's on standby to bring his entire Prussian army for me.
Oh shit! I need to give you a list of what to bring, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Otherwise, I won't bring it.
Gauls. Just bring Gauls. Bring Gaul. Bring all of Gaul.
Bring all of Gaul.
Yeah.
No,
bring all the Gaul.
Elaine was saying she might come, and I said, "I'm sorry, I haven't got room for you." By the time I brought my Gallic army, all my Napoleonic, sorry, can't come.
You playing 28mm wine, or are you doing it in 15? I can't remember.
28. It's all 28. We've got. I think I worked out. There should be close to 2,000 models, something like that.
Oh, nice. That's going to look well nice then.
Something like that. I think I might have miscounted that, but it's about 1,500 at least.
Oh, that's amazing. That sounds really good. I look forward to seeing that. It's going to be definitely.
I got to give. It's Robin who's been beavering away, buying out B&Q out of Dow and crafting materials.
How many
tables
are you playing across?
We're playing across 2, so it's gonna be 12 by 4. But he's built about 6.5 foot of palisades.
Yeah, he mentioned before he's been sticking sticks together.
He has, yeah.
What it would be to have that time again.
Don't sound bitter there, Ken.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Fatherhood going well for you, mate.
Oh, blimey.
Let's put it this way. This is the first bit of painting I'm doing in about 4 months, probably, I would say. It's the first time I've sat down, really. It's actually really therapeutic. All I'm doing is painting the bases. That's it. Got my flat earth and I'm away.
Don's here. Trevor Hodgkins, Glendower. Good evening, one and all. Lazy Pirate Painting is working on some AWI Hessian Grenadiers.
Oh, awesome.
Lionheart, Neil Oldham is working on some Lake War Fallschirmjäger, East Norfolks, Rogue Trooper, Red Steph, Andrew King, helping about Dark Wet Germany. He's painted Tyrolean Rebels. Yes, at least we've got somebody who's the weather's moist anyway. Jonas is on a work trip to southern Sweden, and the weather is moist. Carl Burks, Ian Wright, Sam. There you go. Robin is sticking sticks together. So far, all I've got is sticky sticks.
Sticky sticks.
Sticky sticks. John, good afternoon from a wet and stormy South Florida. Yeah, it's yeah, I can imagine it will be quite moist. Graham's Wargame Vault is here. Hello, Graham. Allard, Mr. Landwehr himself is here. Shakos and Sprues. Out, James. How you going? He's assembling Roman legions tonight.
Nice.
Excellent.
Steve, he's working on the last of his Bavarian cavalry for CrackCon. He's resisting the urge to paint landscapes because they're so addictive. What did I say? They should come with a health warning. It sounds mad, but they are addictive painting them. I don't know what it is.
That's not something you hear very often.
You have to be clinically insane to enjoy it.
I really like painting. I don't know what it is. It's just there's no. The worst part I don't like is that I made the ridiculous decision to paint their pikes in khaki rather than just brown. And I hate painting them. I don't mind painting red and green frilly shirts and cod pieces. But when it comes to pikes, no. Nathan's here. He's painted some Teutonic Knights. German mercenaries for his Teutonic Knights. Karazet, Nick Games, Oathmark Orcs. Darkness has reached his realm. Dave Benton here. Hello, Dave. Hope you're doing well, mate. Marky Sparky. Martin Hoey. He's painting epic Gauls. And he's painting an elephant or two to regain his sanity. Rich John, Andrew Smith, from a moist West Midlands. A lot of inspirations from YouTube viewing. My day yesterday, I wasn't feeling great yesterday, so I just spent the entire day watching YouTube videos. That was quite interesting.
That usually costs me an awful lot of money when I watch YouTube videos. Just saying. Yes, I
discovered so many new channels as well yesterday as well. It was just a really, really lazy day on the sofa. Granna Priego's here. Andrew JF. No hobby. He's watching on the big TV with a glass of vino. Oh, what a way to spend a Monday night. Old School FRP. David Threw from a soggy Queensferry. Only 12 more sleeps to CrackCon. Frank's Miniatures, evening all from the Netherlands. Simon's here. Sam Rushmore from a fairly warm Norfolk. Carson Lambert, Louis Bailey. Robert Smith is catching a live one with a cold one. Good times, absolutely. String 7, and then we've got all the salutations here for Ken. Shell Shock Scenics, Red Steph, Red Sven 76, Paul's Pension. Hello, Paul. You were in a bar, Martin, like you and Haley were drinking bottles in an alley.
Oh yeah, that was the pub before. It does look like an alley. That's actually the posh pub that is actually attached to the Green King Brewery.
Oh, nice. Can't wait to go to the Tudor.
Most of us millennials are in our 30s now. I know. Ben Lowry from a sunny, mild Tennessee. Andy's here. Frederick General Haig. Ahoy. Apologies for late arrival. Wet and windy Worcester. I'm seeing a pattern here. I'm definitely seeing a pattern.
Yep.
Traj, got a question. Who's the new guy?
I don't know. He can't remember either.
No.
Yeah, Andy, I have land there as well. I painted 10 of them, regretted my life choices, and then used the rest as Turnip 28. Ben Lowry's got a 28mm Prussian with a core of 28mm Prussian. Tim, Yorkshire Dragoon. Welcome back, Ken.
Thank you.
Double dip, and we are at the bottom. So thank you, everybody, for deciding to spend your time with us this Monday evening. And the momentous return of the minister himself. So what have we all been up to? Let's start with Martin. Martin, what have you been up to?
I have this week been doing some bits and bobs. Work's got pretty busy, but I finished quite a lot since the last time we did a project update. So the main thing I finished is lots of stuff for the Gallic Wars. You guys obviously saw the 54 mil thing I painted last week. And I was working on Vercingetorix last week, but I haven't quite finished the base yet, so I didn't add him in. So the main thing I finished was a unit of Gallic archers. They don't do anything special, but they were quite fun to paint.
They're the warlock ones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They were quite fun.
In the resin?
Yeah, they are. They were absolutely fine. But I got them from Miniature Kingdom, so there's enough on there to make a single
I got them
unit.
in the original SPQR box. Those ones.
Yeah, they're all right. They're that's why they were quite flexible, and I've just tried flexing this model, and it wasn't.
They were actually pretty good, to be fair. You are right in saying.
I think you might. Sounds like you might have got an old one there, Martin, because the old ones weren't as flexible as the new ones.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be, because it's the standard bearer that came free with the book, this Age of Caesar book. So
that's odd.
it was the new one, or the Gallic Wars. Anyway, so I painted those up with plenty of war paint and just had a bit of fun with the cloaks and that kind of stuff. So I mean, they're pretty bog standard in the game. They have nothing special going for them whatsoever, but they have range, and the Romans struggle a bit with range in this. So because the Romans struggle with range, I had to paint up a whole bunch of allies and small skirmishing units for them in the form of lots of Cretan archers and Balearic slingers. So I got those. So those are all metal. Those are all War Games Foundry though, all that stuff. Which was they're all right. They're kind of oldies but goodies in terms of the models. So that's 3 units on there. I don't know if you can see there's another unit right behind the archers here at the front. So they'll be out giving a helping hand. And then of course, the archers are there to take on the Romans. Considering all the bonuses the Romans are going to get anyway to their armor, I think the Gauls are going to be quite hard pushed to be putting casualties on them. And then speaking of Gauls, I'm still working on the epic battle stuff. And so that's a Gallic. That's one unit. I wasn't going to piss around and do a standard unit, so I thought I'd do a large unit, because of course it's got to be double ranked. So it's got to be a standard unit has to be 6 bases. So a large unit has to be 8 bases. So I thought, why not? We'll do it that way. And I thought they could just set fire to it. They just set fire to that villa in the background. So they did. So awesome. I really, really enjoyed that. When's the next Gaul? Which one? The 28 mil Gallic Wars or the Punic one? The next Gallic one will probably be after CrackCon, I imagine. The next epic Punic Wars maybe before. We've got an awful lot of stuff to get through. But what I wanted to see if I could do with this unit was make a large unit from just that sprue they send you. That you get, and so using things like the slingers and the general there, because you get 2 generals. So I figured, well, if you cut like this guy, if you cut one of the strips in half, and then you can put the general next to him, like that, because you've already got a spare one anyway.
Like it.
So I did that for some of them. So you got him on there. I did steal Paul Mackay's scheme for the shield to do checkers on it. That was fun, painting checkers at whatever size that was. Do you know what? I actually prefer. No, I just used a brush.
Oh, nice.
I used a brush, and it was It's a lot easier doing that than some of the other bits and bobs of the shields.
Wow.
Yeah. There they are all together, but you can see. So I used the spare standard bearer as well, and I basically would use slingers in front of one strip, so you can just get a bit more mileage, because it's the one thing that's. So I play a lot of Hail Caesar, and on the all of the sort of the epic like forums, that says epic. Everyone's obsessed with, or seems to be obsessed with, making sure they got the right amount of troops. It's like, but it doesn't matter, because it's all on frontages and bases. So you can do whatever you want on the bases, and you can expand things out. So I'm going to do a video basically saying that, just you could get so much more from your from your sets. They'll go so much further if you just. I know some people don't care; they don't give a shit. That's fine. But if you want them to go a little bit further and get a little bit more, bang for your buck, if you like, you can like this. But no one. How many slingers do you actually need in an army? So in that a large unit of ghouls is terrifying on the table. I think they get something like 12 dice on the attack, and then they're wild fighters. They can re-roll all misses.
But how many Roman units go up against them?
2. You can only put two. You can only put 2. So 2 small units can fight 1 large unit,
right?
And no, 1 standard unit can only be fought by 1 small unit. It's just obviously they get supports. So yeah, so you could get two in there, but you're gonna have to deal with them in there. You can't really ignore them. So that's what I quite like about the ghouls. Anyone who ignores like the big raving mass is going to get unstuck by them. So they will be in a game very soon. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it now.
No, leave it here. Yeah,
I'm not going to do it now. Yeah. I will. But I think it's fair enough because you have a lot of people coming over that the Warlord with these epic sets wanted to market them as gateway, didn't they? So there is a prescribed sort of way that people like to do things. So the idea, 2 row, 3 bases of two strips each. Like, well, why not just model them a little bit different and get things going? But obviously, you just got to sort of know how things work. But yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Very gauly. The goal.
It's very gauly. It's very
ghoul-oriented.
ghoulish.
Yeah.
So Ken, what are you working on?
Right now, I am basically since I've been away, I've been buying up second-hand painted minis for fair prices. I've managed to. I've got a lot of miniatures here.
For
my bolt. No, for Vinted.
Vinted.
Isn't that for selling clothes?
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Yeah. So that's why there's a niche market for wargaming models on there. So people would put
everyone's just gone and checked Vinted.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it's not. To be fair, it's not historical. It's more Warhammer.
No.
So yeah, there's to be it's definitely more 40k style. But you can get some really nice paint jobs on there, and that's what I've done. So I've bought a load of like Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, basically for my bolter action games. They're already painted, and I'm just basing them how I want to base them. Just rebasing it basically. So that's what I've been doing for that. Historical wise, I've got a couple of commissions out at the moment. Someone's commission painting me that Hell Caesar box that Martin's got. They're also commission painting me the ACW Gettysburg set and all 3 of the Napoleonic epic sets as well. And I might get him to do the push and pike after. They're all for a very reasonable price, which I won't discuss on the stream, but you know what I'm like everything. So yeah, but for me, I've also accumulated a lot of terrain since I've been off, so I can now game at home on my own if I need to, or I can have people round and game here because I've got 2 sides. So that's kind of the whole point of the epic set. So I've got both sides for the Hell Caesar, both sides for the ACW, and I'll have both sides for the Napoleonic. So it just means I can have people around here, and it's just easier than having to go out all the time. So that's kind of pretty much what I've been up to. I've been up the club a couple of times, haven't I, Dom?
Yeah,
a
few times. Couple of times. Yeah.
For a break. Even if I just sat there.
Last time you didn't actually do. No,
I didn't do anything. I just sat there and just enjoyed just sitting there watching a game. To be fair, nice to just sit there. Yeah. Apart from that, changing nappies. Yeah. Mine, don't laugh. You never know. You never know. It could happen again.
I do know. No, I do know. I do know.
Until that test comes.
It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. But I've been told that we're only having another baby if I'm the one that's carrying it.
I've been told something very similar. So yeah, I can understand it.
No, Ken, it's interesting that you're buying these old 40k figures because, as I've mentioned in the Facebook group, I'm really into one-page rules at the moment because of Grimdark Future.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm going to do it. And I've never bought anyone else's models before. But
You could-
because I want to use 40k figures, I'm buggered if I'm going to buy them brand new.
Yeah,
for
no.
What are relatively for one page rules quite small armies.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be on the hunt for something like that in the very near future. So
Well, I picked up a 10-man tactical squad, which I would say are painted to above a tabletop standard with enough space. And I paid £12 for that.
ooh,
Painted to above standard. And like £3 postage. So, yeah. I'll bring a couple of the minis along that I've bought. I've got some custody stuff as well. So,
all right.
on jet bikes, because obviously with I was looking at Xenos rampant rules, and it all ties into elite special units and stuff.
Yeah,
but I want to do some like campaign. Well, not campaign, but like scenario-driven games where you do have like, say, a squad of 10 tactical marines, and then you've got hordes and hordes of traitor guardsmen and stuff like that. But the Marines just completely keep wiping out the guardsmen, because I'm gonna be like, the Marines are gonna be like ultra tough with how they are to the moment. And guardsmen, they're gonna die in droves. It's gonna say it's more of a narrative sort of game.
I was looking at Xenos because I'll mention it in a bit, but I'm really into sort of one-page rules grim dark future at the moment. So
yeah, no, that's cool. The thing that got me into that was you, actually, when we were at the last CrackCon, when you were playing oh my god, Space Weirdos. Yeah, like that is those sort of rules where you can mini agnostic.
Yeah.
You can do what you like. It's kind of just steered me towards that path. But yeah, like you say, it's hit and miss. Sometimes you can get some real like duds. Like I've got these Catachan jungle fighters. Yeah, they looked okay on the pictures, but when I've got them here, they look a bit naff, but a bit of touch up. Do you know what I mean? Though a little bit of touch up, and I reckon about an hour's worth of painting on them, and they look half decent.
That's what I'll be doing. I'll be repainting them and rebasing them. But it's just because like Grim Dark Future, it's mini agnostic, but the lists are so very close to Games Workshop sort of 40k faction. So Battle Brothers and Human Defense Force, and it's very, very 40k-esque. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
It's going to be interesting. Dom.
I've done nothing.
All right, Dom.
Well, it's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Because we had Charlie on last week, and he was a great guest, but he talked so much we couldn't actually get anything much out. So we didn't at all. We didn't do about anything else. It was brilliant. In fact, I believe he sent me a clip. Apparently, they're going to put it up on social tomorrow about guess how long he talked in one time, which is quite amusing, really. Anyway, so I've got a couple of weeks worth of figures just to show off. I won't take too long because there's an awful lot of ACW, because that's my big addiction at the moment. There's a couple of regiments of Confederates that I finished off.
Nice. I recognise some of them minis.
Most of them are Perry's, but there's a couple of I think the first cause the USB shot.
It looks really cool, mate. The drum's quite cool. I like how it's on its side.
Yeah,
it's different, isn't it?
Yeah, I quite like that. So I've stuck with the ragtag theme because I like the look of it. So that's why I've done it that way. There's another view of them. So that's the 2 more regiments of them. So I worked out I had, in fact, I'll talk about it in a minute, but I also did another battery of guns for the Confederates. The 12-pounder smoothbore ones for that, which was cool. And some generals, because I realized before I didn't have enough generals. So cracked on with them. Quite pleased with how they came out.
Very dashing facial hair.
Got to have plenty of facial hair.
Got plenty of facial hair for the American Civil War.
It's compulsory.
Just mean we'll get a 28mm game of this, Tom, soon.
Well, funny enough, I did last week, so I'll show you that. So that was that, and then you were just talking about sort of resurrecting old figures. So this is a Union battalion, a regiment that was very much poorly painted, and I've slightly improved. which took me only about I don't know, basically an evening really to finish them off and update them. So
nice.
another regiment done, which is all cool. So I enjoyed that. And then because Martin's a slave driver, and not only does he have Robin doing all his train for him, he has me doing his figures as well. So I did some Gallic cavalry. We'll finish those off.
How many regiments of Gallic cavalry is that now?
I think I've got about 4 for you. I think something
Excellent.
like that. Plus some chariots. And then I realised for my own game, I didn't have enough flipping land bit. I worked out a game to do, which I'm really excited about. Then I looked through the figures and thought, oh, geez, I need lots of landware. So I've been frantically painting up some landware. So I knew you'd do that, Steve. So the Silesian landware, which actually I didn't mind too much. They're so quick to do.
Which company are they, mate? Are they Warlord?
They're Warlord ones, yeah, Warlord ones, with a couple of Perry metals in there, just to add a bit of variety. So that was cool. So that was all good. I've got about another 2 of those to do. But yeah, I did talk about a battle. We did actually get a game. So
Nice.
Last week, this was down the club. This was we had an impromptu game. We had basically 10 regiments aside and 2 batteries aside.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I think it looks pretty damn good. Quite pleased how it came out. It was a really good game as well. Yeah, so there you go. You can see all the figures on the table.
Were you using Glory Hallelujah?
No, yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, we were. Black Powder using the Glory Hallelujah. Although we didn't use all the artillery rules, we realised halfway through. But yeah, it's fine. They didn't hit anything anyway. So
what's artillery amongst friends?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was fun. So I'm pleased with that. We all, I think I've given Jonathan, Tony, and Paul have all got completely addicted now, and they're all starting on the ACW as well now. So there could be a very big games very soon. Anyway, there you go. So that's what I've been up to. All good fun. What about you, Steve?
Mixed bag of everything. So, at the start of the week, I finished. Well, I've been working on these.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
So the guys kneeling down from the Perry kit, right? The guys stood up from the Warlord kit, but with the Perry arms.
Oh, they've gone together well.
I just snipped at them with snippers and a bit of model input. I mean, the guy holding the shield, that's obviously that's from the Warlord box, but yeah, the 2 just was the guy running and the guy sort of holding the rifle. I was surprised at how well they fit together. I really was. I was expecting, all kinds of awfulness. But I was really chuffed with how well they went together. So that's another addition to my Zulu project. I finished another unit, and I'm now working on another command base with some miniatures from Empress that I'm looking forward to working on.
Yes, they're very nice. I'm working on some Empress ones at the moment, and they are lovely.
They're lovely, really, really nice. Yeah, and the metal miniatures as well.
Hey, you bought metals.
There's a surprise for you. I also finished something else. Yeah.
Oh,
bloody hell, that's bright, isn't it?
So this is my second block of pike for my Landsknechts. Yeah, they were just interesting. I just love painting them. I absolutely just love painting Landsknechts. I don't know what it is.
How's that coming on now, Steve, altogether?
I've now got 2 pike blocks.
Yeah.
I've painted 94 altogether.
Oh, wow.
So there's 2 full pike blocks. There's 2 small units of Zweihanders arquebusiers. There's the hand boosh, which is the cannon, and a couple of command stands as well.
So you have got like a little force all ready to go then, really? That's quite smart.
Pretty much, yeah. I want to just build out the Zweihanders and the arquebusiers. Once they're done, the next pike block's going to be the black band, because I fancy a break. But they are really interesting. So what I did, I combined them with the other pike block. So that's a 48-man pike block.
Oh wow.
Oh, nice.
So I'm pretty sure it's not to Yorkshire Ken's numerical sort of liking. It's probably missing about 100 or to 200. But
that
yeah,
could be a small company for his troops. That's fine.
But it's a skirmish game for Ken.
Yeah, true.
So I realised that I'd been painting a lot of historicals recently. So the other week I repainted that Dreadnought just for something to do. And then I discovered that Grim Dark Future game by One Page Rules. As I mentioned earlier, it's basically it's sort of an alternative to 40k, and the lists are written to use your 40k miniatures. So I went digging around the stash and dug out a bunch of my old Space Marines. That's what I'm working on at the moment. So the first thing I painted was that.
Oh, wow. Chaplain.
That's metal. Old Terminator Librarian, yeah. I think I bought that in possibly 2008, maybe.
That's nice, mate, that is.
Big chunky metal figure, really heavy. really.
I like what you've done with the bolt gun, gone green with it. Something a bit different.
Yeah. Nice. When I was going through it, for some reason I painted all my bolts as military, a military German green.
I think that works really well, to be fair.
That's a combi weapon as well. So it's a bolter on the right hand side and a plasma gun on the left hand side.
Oh, yeah, plasma. Yeah, that's nice, man.
Combi weapons. Painting his tabard was a pain in the ass, because it wasn't really a full paint. These were just being repainted because I originally painted these between 2008 and 2010.
Sort of thing.
Yeah, so they're getting rebased with the cork bases.
Yeah.
And then over the weekend I finished these.
Oh, nice.
So they're old plastic Terminators. But in Grim Dark Future they're called Destroyers, and you only roll them in units of 3. So
nice.
That's really good. Again, just adding extra highlights, bit of detail, tidying up where I'd made mistakes when I was. God Christ, I've been in my early 30s when I painted these. Jeez. Yeah, I'm really loving this. So tonight I've just finished some more. I've got Assault Marines.
I love the Assault Marines.
5 of those on jump pack, all on tactical rocks, all on tactical cork. I've got another 15 Marines to paint as well. So in Grim Dark Future, they're not Ultramarines. They're just blue. They're just blue Marines. They're chapter agnostic.
They're French.
The chapter agnostic. In Grim Dark Future, they're just called Battle Brothers.
Cobalt Templars.
Yes, because they have Dark Brothers and Wolf Brothers. If you know, you know. So I'm just painting those up, and it's been really enjoyable. I've really enjoyed it. So what I'll then be doing is finding some, like Ken's doing, some old painted 40k figures, because you don't need a massive amount. You can play games sort of 750 to 1,000 points, about 30-35 figures aside. So it's not as big as 40k games, but the rules are so cool, and they're all free. The only money I've spent on this project so far is £8, and that was that's for some new 32mm bases. And that's it. I don't want to spend much money on it.
Space Marines do look better on 32s.
They do. They look much better.
They do look better on 32 bases. That's one thing I've got to agree with. But like we were saying about quality of these paint jobs, I don't know if you'll be able to see. But I don't know if he's coming up too well. So this is a word bearer, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I've got 5 of him. Okay.
Not just that one. The guy's done some.
Like this one, he's got stuff on the chests.
You keep fading in and out, Ken.
Is that better?
Yeah.
So the paint quality is pretty decent, half decent.
Right? I'd say to a good tabletop standard. Bought 5 of them, and that was £6. Can't moan, can you?
I know what I'm going to be doing the rest of this week.
Yeah, I know. That's
really good. I just thought though, with the, I could go out and buy brand new Games Workshop stuff, but
no. That's what I've done with this Horus Heresy thing. I've got this World Eater here, and half the stuff on that is paid for printed files.
Mm-hmm.
And because I just sat there going, I'm not going to be putting them on the channel. I just want to play, have them available to play Zone Mortalis with them. and I'm not going to be playing Games Workshop with them. So I'll just print the extra bits that I want, because I want World Eaters with these ridiculously massive axes, because that's what they should have.
Yeah, I mean, I say I would check out Grim Dark Future. I say the rules are free. The army builder that you get on their website is absolutely fantastic. More companies should be able to, or should do army builders like the way they do it. I think it's called Army Forge, and you just literally click a unit, and on the right hand side, you choose the options, add it, and you can print it, save it as a PDF, get your little unit cards. It's fantastic. It's one of the best army builders I think I've ever used. Really, really, really good. And like I said, the game is free and it's so streamlined. 4 turns. Models have only got like 2 or 3 stats. It's just such a good game. So I'm really looking forward to getting involved in that. In fact, moving on to tonight's topic, hobby inspiration. My inspiration for Grim Dark Future was watching YouTube videos of people playing it and their enthusiasm for it. It's very. I know people are really enthusiastic about their games, but the amount of videos I watched where people were just enjoyed it, and that for me that was really infectious, and made me want to get involved, because it really was the enthusiasm. That was definitely an inspiration for me. But again, I've been thinking about it the past couple of weeks. I've been thinking about my inspiration for Zulus. Was watching Zulu. I don't know what my inspiration for Lands Connect was. I think it was Big Rich from Two Fat Lardies. But what would you say if you let's go for a new project? Now, I know a lot of us, the first thing we go to is go to books. So do you think of a project and go to a book, or do you go to a book and then think of the project?
I guess I think of the project, then go to a book first.
Yeah.
Because I would say the majority of the time I see like a new set of models, or you see like, oh, the Perrys are designing some new things. Is this I look at the models and go, oh, is this something I want to be interested in? Though equally, because these days I can't really. Oh no, I suppose that is true. I do pick up books, then go, I wonder if anyone does models for this. But more often than not, if it's from the example you give there, it'll be because someone's released like a range of models, and I'll be like, oh, I'm going to go and read about those and see if it's something that I actually want to do.
A bit like what Dom did with the Franco-Prussians. You did that, didn't you? Someone released a load of Franco-Prussian minis, didn't they? And then
the minis, yeah. No, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant the book. I was going to say, I don't think I've ever done it with a book first.
No, you always.
It tends to be a film or a model or a YouTube video
or a holiday.
Or a holiday, yeah, that's happened a few times. Yeah, mistakes are made. What can I say? But yeah, I think it's weird. I tend to buy the books once I'm embarking on the project. Once I know what I'm doing and I want to, so I'll pick up some Osprey books or something like that, depending on what it is, of course. And then if it's something I don't know an awful lot about, so it's a period, I'll often get a history book or two just to read around the topic.
Well, yeah, your Bruce's project, that was from a YouTube video, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think the last 2, apart from the ACW, the last 2 big projects I've done have been from YouTube videos. So yeah, the Bruce's was just watching one of those, I think it was Kings and Generals or one of those sort of things where they just started talking about the Bruce's invading Ireland, and I went, what? I don't know anything about that. and I thought, fantastic. So that was that. And also the Boxers was much the same. The Boxer project was, well, that was the film. I always loved that film. So they definitely, the YouTube videos are an absolute nightmare. The historical ones are an absolute, how close I have come to doing that project I talked about on the other week about the weird wars that we don't know anything about, the Portuguese one. Oh, so close. I mean, I cannot tell you how many times the button was nearly pressed on that. It still may do, but I've kind of managed to fight it off so far. But yeah, YouTube videos are a nightmare for me.
Do you and Martin still get the historical books from that magazine that you order sometimes? I don't know if you still do it.
You've gone again, mate.
No, sorry. You or Martin, I remember you had at one point you both used to order historical books from like the
the
magazine.
Naval and Military Press?
Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah, do you still do that?
Yeah, occasionally. Not so much recently because I found that I have a bookshelf full of books that I don't really read. And I need to create a bit of room because I've got other newer, better reference books for live projects that I want. So, funny enough, I was looking at them on Sunday. But I do occasionally go on there. Like they've got some really good ones on the Zulu war on there that Paul pointed out to me. So I go on there and have a little look sometimes. It's just that the books are really cheap, but the shipping's really expensive. So you have to like the books are like £2 and the shipping's like a tenner. So then you sit there, and go, I'm just going to add another 5 books, and then the weight of the thing goes up. So yeah.
Yeah.
My problem with that is I worked out that I've got so many books to read that even if I sat down and read one a day for the next however long I've got left, there would still be a stack of them left. So I've decided that I'm really not gonna buy any more books like that. Unless it's something for uniform guides, but then they're online mostly as well. Yeah. So I just I haven't bothered.
Yeah, do you think we're all quite hoarders when it comes to reference?
Oh, completely.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you reckon there's like between us all, we've probably all got enough reference books to help each other out and things like that. I'm quite surprised there's not like we don't trade these sort of reference books, like people going between projects. So there's not like a forum where we trade them over. So like Martin's doing ACW Confederates or something like that, and I'm doing, I don't know, Ancient Egyptians, and then actually I fancy doing ACW. Well, actually, I fancy doing Egyptians. Do you know what I mean? Like that sort of trade thing. Because otherwise, like you say, you end up with 1 million books that you're never going to read. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
No.
You like your books?
It's the thing. I don't mind selling them. There are certain ones I'd never lend out. But
some of it's nice.
The thing is with the Osprey, what it is, but the thing is like with the Osprey books is they're so cheap. That get and fairly straightforward to get hold of. I mean, it makes me go work. I mean, what we have at work is I've got so many archaeological journals and historical journals that I just have a library list, and where I list every single article in every volume, so I know where it is and I can reference them. I mean, you could do something like that on the community and just have like a spreadsheet, just see how many Osprey books we've got, and it'd be quite interesting. I'd quite be interested to see that if we've got like the whole thing between everybody. But yeah, the thing is, I suppose it's with easier. The problem is that some reference books, especially when it comes to historical reference books, are quite pricey. And so like the stuff I've got on the armor and Wars of the Roses, they're £95 each. So they're staying there.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, how many times in your life have you lent books to friends and never got them back?
It's the same as DVDs. I made a comment yesterday that some of Haley's friends have still got some DVDs. Even though no one watches DVDs anymore, I'm still put out by the fact that they've got some DVDs from like 2006.
Well, I mean, years ago, my copy of Catcher in the Rye, I lent that to my mate's then girlfriend. And it went round that many people. I got it back 2 years later. It had been to, because her parents worked in North Scotland. They both read it while they were in Scotland. Then she lent it to one of her mates. And 2 years later, I mean, it's a bit battered looking now. But as long as I get it back, I don't mind. I think that's the beauty of books. Actually, the book I'm reading at the moment was inspired by a video game series that I'm watching on YouTube. It's about a video game called U-Boat. It's about U-boats and naval warfare. So I've watched hours of this, and then I ordered a book called Iron Coffins, which is all about this one dude that was on various U-boats during World War II, and it is absolutely brilliant. I'm enjoying it, and I've been re-looking at the World War II boat game, not the Windy boat game, the World War II one. because I don't know, I've just been inspired by this video game and this book to read up about naval warfare. But this book, Iron Coffins, it's brilliant. It's terrifying, but it's brilliant.
I think I've
Have
heard
a
of
Japanese fleet for that.
And I bought the box.
That's it. You had the US, didn't you?
Yeah, and I split it with my mate. So he's got the Japanese fleet. I've got the American
That's
fleet.
right. Yeah. Dom, you've got the Germans, haven't you?
I got
You
Germans, yeah.
Yeah, and I've got the Brit.
I think I've got some Japanese as well.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think I'm sure that it's an interesting idea, though, Ken. But I reckon that if you ask most of the community here, certainly our community, for some advice or stuff, they would probably give it. I wouldn't go on some of the other forums and ask for advice. But,
on our page, on the Facebook page, 100% you'll get advice, and it's always good advice as well. It's never,
it is always good advice.
Yeah, and you can take look what you say. Sometimes it can start a debate, but generally, we tend to get on that, and people are, they're polite. Well, everyone's.
Just don't mention Union Blue, for God's sake.
No, or Phil Gray. Jesus Christ.
That's a historical rabbit hole you don't want to go down.
No, never want to go down there.
What about?
Hello, Don.
What about historical films? Because my Zulu project is purely down to watching Zulu so many times in my life that I watched it 6-7 weeks ago, and then the next thing you know, I'm painting masses and masses of Zulus. Do you think films, they are good for that? I mean, how many people do you reckon watch Napoleon and then decided to get involved in Napoleonic war game?
Fantasy.
I've still not. Do you know what? I've still not watched that. I've got it.
No,
ready
you know what? I still haven't either, Ken.
No, I do need to watch it just to, and not take it historically accurate thing. Just take it as an action.
It was on the plane when we were flying down to Turkey for our holiday, and Elaine said, "Are you going to watch it?" And I said, "No, because it'll set my holiday off in the wrong way. I don't want to watch it. I want to watch it over at home on a big screen with a lot of alcohol, probably."
Yeah, just some beer. I got to admit, that's kind of when I first did my French. I watched Waterloo, and I really enjoyed it. It was like the first time I watched it.
Do you think, though, part of the problem is it's hard to think of a really good modern historical film that would inspire you? You think back to Zulu Dawn, you look at the 45 days in Beijing or Peking or wherever it was. You look at all the things, all those classic war movies that you used to get on a wet Sunday when there was nothing else on telly. They'd put them on, and as kids, that inspired us.
Yeah,
apart from Fury, can you think of anything else that's really worth watching?
Do you know what though, Dom? You say that, but there was that period of probably about 2 years, wasn't there, on Netflix, where Netflix kept bringing out.
There was some really good foreign language
all those
ones.
really good like international war films, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, there was that April 9th, the Danish one.
April, the Danes. There was the Finns.
There's one with the Lithuanians as well.
Lithuanians in the SS.
Oh yeah, the Finn one was the Unknown Soldier.
There was a spell, wasn't there, over about a 2-year period where there was some real good, historically accurate.
Actually, it reminds me, the Lithuanian one inspired me to do a Lithuanian.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, you did a whole project on that, didn't you?
It's a good shout from Charles.
Generation
War. I mean, that's pretty modern, and I think that would.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I did watch the other day. It didn't inspire me to do anything because it's planes, but that new Apple one, about the 8th Air Force.
Oh, I want to watch that.
Oh yeah,
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, it's actually really. Do you know what? I actually really enjoyed it. It's very Band of Brothers-esque. That's how I found it. Very Band of Brothers-esque.
That's because it's made by the same people.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I know it's made by the same people. But what I mean is I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to do with it. It doesn't just focus on the one character, obviously. It goes across the whole world, but you're dipping in and out constantly. But it was actually, I really did enjoy it. But obviously, not really interested in doing miniature planes, painting them. If I was going to do that, I'd probably just buy them painted.
Actually, that's a really good shout from Panzer.
Yeah, Shogun. Yeah, I keep
Shogun.
seeing. I kept seeing ads for it, but I never really. It is good, is it?
Really
brilliant.
good.
Okay.
Really good.
I might have to.
Trouble is, it's painting samurai, and as I said, I'm never going to do that. Am I, Martin?
Oh, God.
Am I, Steve? Never going to do that. I'm with Andy though. Look at that one. 1970s is modern, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. It's like I can't. There's a few, but it hasn't. Not the sheer volume that they used to be. But anyway,
I think the last one I got inspired by film. Apart from the Zulus and what I'm doing now, was a couple of years back. I rewatched the first Stalingrad film.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah,
that's a cracker. Yeah.
And I'd had a few beers because we've been out for a meal, and I ordered the Blitzkrieg box set while I was watching it.
I've done that. I've done that. I'm not going to be ashamed to admit it. I did exactly the same thing. I watched Stalingrad, and that was it. The Blitzkrieg box set was ordered.
I didn't do anything with it. I didn't.
No, I painted it all up. I painted them all up. So do you remember I did a whole started doing a whole board because of
the board, yes.
Oh,
the
board. Infamous board.
The infamous board that's stuck on part 3, never to be found. Yeah, but no, I painted the whole army. Got the whole army behind me. Loved it. Loved the film. Yeah, just.
Yeah, so Paul watched Wheels of Terror. I've actually got Wheels of Terror on VHS. And it's loosely based around a Sven. It's got the Sven Hassel characters in it. It's a truly bizarre film. I can't imagine what it would inspire anyone to do. It's a very
similar. I saw on, I think it was Prime. I think was it called White Tiger or something like that? You see that one?
No,
it was like it was set
I've
in the
seen the
Eastern
trailer for
Front,
that.
and it's absolutely shockingly bad. It's almost like this ghostly tiger that's going around destroying the
shit!
Russians.
Yeah, and it's in the swamp.
In the swamps, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it keeps reappearing somewhere else and blowing the shit out of the Russians, and then goes somewhere else. And it's just like, it's just so stupid, but it's kind of compelling, especially when you've had a few whiskeys.
Yeah, but, I think Alex sums it up here about as realistic as Sven Hassel's novels. But
yeah, probably true.
I tell you, that got me was it's kind of the reason I did the commission was Gettysburg.
Yeah, that's a great film.
Classic, what a classic film! Just to get.
I've never seen that.
You've never watched it?
No.
Wow.
It's amazing, Steve. It's awesome. It's like 4 hours or something in it.
I think that's what puts me off.
It's amazing.
It's worth the watch.
So good.
To be fair.
And then you got the God and Generals after, which is the one that follows it, which is never really spoken about as much, is it? But again, I enjoyed it personally. Another long one. It's not to everyone's taste, but I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was the German one, not not
the modern one. No.
The modern one I turned off after about an hour. I just couldn't take any more of it. It was just one of the very few. Before that, the last film I turned off before the end was Human Centipede 3. I couldn't get through that. So yeah.
I'll tell you what, there's Das Boat's really good to watch in German with the subtitles.
Das Boat.
Yes, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that to come back. I need to buy that or wait for it to come back on Prime. I absolutely love that film. Again, really inspirational. I think if I did watch that, with my current love of U-boats and naval warfare, I might end up spending.
I like a subtitle film. I've got to admit. What about you guys? Is subtitle wise?
I watch subtitles.
Yeah, I watch subtitle films.
My only problem is I can't paint while it's on.
No, that's very true. That is very true. It's more of a sit down and definitely watch because I watched these days the Japanese thing about Hiroshima. Not Hiroshima. No, what am I talking about? Not Hiroshima. Yeah, it's Hiroshima. Power plant. About the meltdown. It's like a 10-part series, a bit like
Fukushima,
not Hiroshima. Yeah, Fukushima. Sorry, about the power plant. Bit like Chernobyl. Very, very similar, but it's obviously they filmed it for Japanese audiences, and I really enjoyed it. And that's all in Japanese. And there's been I've got to admit I would say it's probably more films for me than film and series.
Yeah, there is the thing is following Gladiator. Really, there was a big sort of 5-6 year period of
a lot of historical films, a lot of like epics. You know, they very much became sort of in fashion because each studio wanted their version. Like, so you had like Alexander, you had that King Arthur film with Clive Owen. Do you know what? I rewatched that King Arthur film with Clive Owen because it was on the other day, the director's cut of it. And I was just sitting there going, at least the late Romans look good. Like the actual late Roman soldiers look good. And I've got a soft spot in my heart. I am sort of in a situation with films now. I don't know about you guys, and I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old, that I just look and go, I look back at some of these films and go, maybe they weren't so bad after all. When you compare them to like kind of what we, get of the nowadays. You get and I mean, what there's a really good series called Maximilian, which is all about Maximilian, and it starts with a scene of the Battle of Nancy and the dead body of Charles of Burgundy being found. So that was pretty good. They did quite a few TV series recently, but they all go a bit off kilter, really. They become a little bit fantastical. I'm not just talking. I can accept non-period, to a certain extent, as long as the history kind of like follows the same kind of thing. But Vikings did it where they just kind of got history and went like this and squeezed it. The raid they go from the raid of Lindisfarne to like the siege of Paris in about like 2 years. Which no one cares about.
Rome when it came out? Did you watch
Rome? Rome's brilliant. Yes,
yeah,
Rome is brilliant.
Yeah,
although again, but see, Rome, what they do in Rome, they don't condense the storyline, but they don't age their characters. So the characters are like never age, but they do keep going. But Rome was one. Little Wars have done a really cool video about Rome and how trying to work.
Watching it now. To be fair, I'm watching it now. I'm really, like you say, I'm really enjoying it. The armor's really good in it, and it's nice Republican Romans, and
proper Romans.
I will admit,
I do like Imperial Rome.
I will admit, rewatching The Eagle Has Landed a couple of weeks back.
Oh, that's a good film.
That inspired that. I mean, that you could have so many good games at that scale. I mean, I was actually saying to Dom a couple of years back, I was at the Warlord Open Day, and I got chatting to a member of staff from Warlord, and he said his mate had a board based around like the final battle in The Eagle Has Landed.
Oh wow!
So
nice.
So like with the church and the building around it, I think that would work really well. But again, it's something like that where that could spark a scenery project, not a sort of collecting armies and things like that. So it's dangerous. It's definitely dangerous watching films, especially when you, like Ken said, when you're watching films, you've got beer on tap. And you can buy things on your phone. Yeah, it's a dangerous combination. Rogue Heroes, that was a good one. I did enjoy that.
Are there things you can watch that you just you just love it as a film, or love it or enjoy it as a video, but just think I wouldn't bother with that as a project?
Yeah. Every World War II film I watch.
Same with audiobooks for me. It's like listening to some real nitty gritty ACW. There's a book series I'm listening to. It starts at the start of the war, and it's going through, and it's done by a university lecturer.
Oh, I was listening to that as well.
Oh, you were listening to it as well, yeah.
Yeah, really good. So, it's a whole series.
Yeah, it is really good, and that again made me go to the ACW. It's definitely something that I wanted to do, so I'm glad I've got this commission out for it now to get the whole box, because I'm going to be able to play some games with it. Definitely looking forward to doing that. I quite like the idea of the lecturer side of things, Dom, because it's come from a more historical accuracy into the nitty gritty details, and it doesn't just give you the facts; it explains what was going on at the time, doesn't it? And
that's what I liked. I mean, it's Christ, I don't know how many series. It's hours long.
It's hours. Yeah, he did like 20 lectures, and they're like an hour and a bit each long.
And probably people will argue about how accurate he was, but whatever. I started to listen to it because I knew the broad things about American Civil War, but not much detail. And it actually, just because he runs through the different theatres, and as you say, that talks about what was going on, the sort of sentiment from letters and what have you he's read.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's really interesting. I found that really interesting.
He talks about. He doesn't just talk about the battles either, which I think is really cool. So
No,
it's not saying about this battlefront. He explains to you about his favourite saying is interior lines. So he talks about how the rivers were used, how roadways were used, railroads are used, and the reason it's important strategically, and it goes into a lot more background and in depth how the economy is happening at the time of the war, what's going on in the south, in the north, how Lincoln's getting pressure to act for a victory by Congress. He's being forced his hand and stuff like that. It's like he's just knowing all this sort of stuff that's going on. It just adds to the flavor. Really, it's like a recipe. You're building it up to make that ultimate cake, and that's the goal at the end. Is to have.
Oh God, you're getting really arty, you are, aren't you? I think there is a degree of it's one of the things I love about the hobby, and I think I know what you guys do as well. Is the same sort of thing. It's not just about the toy soldiers on the table or collecting them. And them up.
No.
It's that whole package around their story, around the history,
absolutely.
around it. The background.
It's like I found out why Stonewall Jackson's called Stonewall Jackson, which I didn't know why it was called. This is why it's just stuff like that. The little niche things that you don't always know, but it just makes it, doesn't it? It makes it. I don't know what the right word is. I'm trying to think of. It makes it a complete package.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to get to.
So with that in mind, I know most people probably do this, but I'm going to ask you anyway. If you're working on a project, do you try and like say find films or find documentary series? Because I know whenever I'm in painting my epic ACW, I'll always watch. I know it's got mentioned here, Civil War by Ken Burns. That is, I find that just a constant source of inspiration. I think Martin's having issues.
Is he throwing rocket launchers around again?
He's having kittens.
Romans. Throwing Romans around.
That's always my go-to when I'm doing American Civil War. And if I need to read a book, I read All for the Union by Elijah Hunt Rhodes. And I found out about that through the Ken Burns documentary. And I just think, again, with All for the Union, it's just one guy, and it's his letters, his diaries, experience, and I don't know why, but it does keep you sort of inspired to keep working on the project. Now, I can't work on ACW all the time because I get burnout through painting it. But if I do want to sort of inspire myself, I'll go and watch the Civil War by Ken Burns. It's something I know that will inspire me. And you find books. It's just interesting. What about stumbling across random battle reports on YouTube or people's projects that they're working on? Has that ever inspired you? Because I mentioned the other week when I saw this chap and he'd painted American War of Independence at 15 mil, and I was like, you need to turn the video off because you're going to end up going to Peter Pig and buying some of these. But it wasn't something I'd ever considered. But seeing these painted and just all ranked up, it really did inspire me. Does anyone else come across anything like that on like YouTube?
Yeah, you bastards. Yeah, there's no other way to put it, is there? Yeah, you lot. It's crazy, really, when you think about it. That I find it's not necessarily what I come across; it's the person that's doing it, the passion that they have. If they've got a lot of passion for something that I'm remotely interested in, that then piques my interest even more. That's what I've found. So if I'm only slightly interested in a project, but then the person I'm watching is absolutely bigging it up and is talking about it so passionately and enjoying it so much, it makes me want to start doing it more. Martin,
me.
So yeah, that's where the hashtag I blame Martin comes from. It does 100% because you are very passionate about your projects.
Some of them.
Some of them. The majority you are, yes.
Yeah.
Samurai.
Well, Well, I
was
don't
just-
want 28 mil
Just
ones.
wanted to piss me off. That's all that was.
Oh no, I actually put myself through a week of torture just to annoy you, and it was totally worth it. Yeah, I do. I find it's strange. I don't. I love looking at people's projects and what they're doing, but I very rarely think I ever buy into anything because someone else is doing it. That's not because I don't enjoy it, but I almost like. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of I like coming to my projects quite organically, I guess, and then putting my own spin on things. Like the first Crusade, I'd seen people doing Crusade projects, but most of the people were focusing around the third Crusade or around the Crusade estates. And I was sort of like, well, I really like these Normans, but I can't be bothered to do Hastings, and it's fun and everything, and then Benjamin's going to do it all anyway. So what's the point? What can I do? And so I started thinking, it's like, well, Dom's done his Sicily stuff, so I don't really want to do that. And then I started thinking more about the Crusade and going, oh, hang on a minute, I could use Normans, I can bring in a couple of Saxons, I get the Byzantines, I can get these lunatics that are led by a scythe wielding Norman knight, you eat people. There's sieges, and then I get to do I kind of look for things, I guess, not that people haven't done, but just that I can do a bit of a different take on, which is, I guess, what I find it might be one of the reasons that I struggle a bit with World War II. And getting interested in it. I mean, I am interested in what as a subject. Like, I'm very interested in it as a subject. And I've got a site at the minute where I'm anti-glider trenches, and many anti-glider trenches. But I just don't. I like the sort of the mini game. That's why I like 0200, because it's not trying to be really historically accurate. It's just. Mm-hmm. It's Guns of Navarone, the Eagle's Bandit, that kind of feel to it. So yeah, I guess I like watching people's videos to see how they approach things, and then kind of go, right now, what can I do? How can I approach it a bit differently?
I'm a bit the same, I think. There have been games that I've picked up as a result of watching other people's videos, but it's more that it's something that I was always planning to do myself, and it may have just bumped out the priority. But a bit like you, Martin, I can sit and watch, and I do watch some videos of people having just fun having a game that I have zero intention of ever buying into. I mean, literally zero. No, I mean, I watched a lot of Middle-earth strategy games. And because I think they're fascinating to see the figures, and I like it as love the books and what have you, but I wouldn't buy into it. So there's I'm a bit the same, but I will bump things up priority if I see things. Sometimes I think, oh yeah, that's really well done, or that's a really good idea to do it that way. So
I think I mentioned before with this one-page rules thing. It was something because I had that sci-fi itch that I need to scratch, and I wanted it to be sort of non-40k, but I wanted to try and use 40k figures. And so I'd known about Grimdark Future, but I hadn't really looked into it. I really hadn't done a lot of sort of research. So last week, downloaded the rules, read through them, and then, like I said, this weekend was just watching battle reports, and that. It didn't inspire me to take up the games. I was already going to get interested in it, but seeing the sheer amount of videos people are making and the joy, you can see they're having fun playing it, because it's just quite a simple game to play. You're getting to reuse your old 40k miniatures, and some of them are really, really well put together. Great battle reports, fantastic editing, and you can't. For me, I couldn't help but feel inspired by that. I think I really want to play this. I've got it's played on a relatively small table. I've got the scenery. I've got painted a couple of armies, and yeah, just seeing people's passion for it through their videos. It really did inspire me. I don't know how many between sort of Thursday and Sunday. I don't know how many battle reports I actually watched. It's got to be over 20. It was loads. Just loads and loads out. There's loads on YouTube though. People are really enjoying it. And some quite big channels as well are really into it as well. So it was definitely an inspiration. Right, we're 9:15. How about some news?
Ooh,
Excellent
blimey.
idea.
Very fine idea.
Do we have news?
We do.
Yeah, we have news.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
We have news.
Ah, right.
We-
Okay, I
yeah.
shall.
We did,
Ken, have you heard? You've heard the new news music, haven't you?
I might have done.
Okay. Well, brace yourself.
Yeah. No,
We do have
I mean,
somebody's birthday.
Oh yes.
we do. Yeah, no, we do. We do. So we would just like to hope everyone joins us and wish a very happy birthday to Mark Stobbs, who watches the podcast on a regular basis, and his lovely wife Jo has just told me that it's his birthday tomorrow.
Happy
So
birthday.
congratulations!
Birthday, Mark.
Hope you get lots of hobby-related goodness, and then you get the time to be left alone to enjoy it, which is the bit that I like. So can I have these lovely box of goodies and now go away so I can?
Yeah, just let me sit here and
Just leave me
sniff
alone.
that plastic crack.
But yes. But anyway, yeah. Cheers. Happy birthday, Mark.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Did I hear he's a silent lurker into the in the
Yes.
chat? So come on, say something. Say something.
Yeah.
Say
It won't bite.
Oh my
It won't
god!
bite. It won't bite.
I've got some news. Do you want some news, or who wants to go first? Is it just me and Dom who have news?
It's always only us two.
You really think I've got news?
I've got some news.
I
But
know you've.
I've got some news, but I don't think it was news, and I forgot to get a picture.
I've got some news that you don't think.
That's not
was
even
news.
fake news. That's not even fake news. It's news.
Come on
that
then,
that's not
tell
even
us
fake
your fake
Go on,
news
tell-
then. Come on.
Yeah, go on, tell us
After
anyway,
that
go on.
lead in.
It's only because I saw it on a video at the weekend, on Tabletop Weekender. It was the War Machine 2-player starter box.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's news.
Is
There
it?
you go. News. He's got news.
News.
I've got news.
Yay.
Yeah, they did a bit of a look at it. So it's going to be Signar and Kador as the factions. You get each faction's got a jack, and it's all characters that are in the box, and it's plastic as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
they are pushing ahead with that. Is Dom just asked? Is there a stream next Monday? Why would there not be? It's
There
not
is.
CrackCon yet. You got your weekends right. So you're not,
Yeah.
it's
You're
not next
coming
weekend.
over for the wrong one. are you?
It's
Ooh, and it's
yeah.
80 quid. Oh,
80 quid. Bloody hell.
Well, that's down quite a lot considering it's about
It is.
£80 for a single starter, or it used to be.
Who's,
Yeah.
who's actually producing those? The
Steam
minis?
Forge Games.
Steamforged.
Steam Forge Games are now. They've taken on the license.
They've got the license, so they've made new sculpts. Then, if they're in plastic,
I think they've done some new sculpts, and I think they're just and I think other ones that they're just
I think,
Make
yeah,
it.
I think Jerry said they're also sticking with the 3D printing one as well.
yeah.
So yeah, but the box set looks low. The figures, they look so nice.
Mm. Well, this will be something that will probably get Ken and Steve going. It will definitely get Dom going. I mean, Dom might have to turn
Well,
his
make it
camera off.
fantasy. Make it fantasy. Come on.
Better. It's the rise of the Dark Mechanicum. So for Legions Imperialis, the epic stuff, which I think is quite, I'm quite pleased that they've done this because the Dark Mechanicum don't get enough love. But I quite really, look at these. So these are look at those. I really like those. So cool. That is the first thing I've seen that's actually made me interested in it. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what's going. There are so many GW preview things because they've got an event on. I just picked one that I thought looked fun. So yeah, that looks
They
pretty cool.
look really nice.
And it'll be £500. The next one. So we're looking at the Punic Wars. Warlord have put up a couple of things for the Punic Wars. You've now got this set, which is battlefield vignettes, which is quite cool, just for you to have. Then, so you got like a prisoner who's getting interrogated by some Carthaginian general or possibly Hannibal. There's a soothsayer or whatever that is doing an augur. An augury or whatever, and a tent and a well. And then also we've got these, which I'm hoping are on the way to me. They should be. Come on, load, you bastard. There we go. Pigs on fire. Because
Hey!
Flaming pigs. Although I did ask you a question because they're releasing this, but I'm quite happy to just make up rules for things. I have no problem doing that, but I don't actually think they've got any rules in the book.
I don't think there are in the book.
So,
no.
There aren't. I've been through it. I thought maybe they're in the scenario, possibly.
Maybe they come with the box.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe there's a little card in there. I didn't. I'm quite happy.
Really good rules for them in Warhammer Ancient Battle.
Yeah. So
send them to you.
Didn't Warlord do this before? Though they release units without rules and they put rules in the box. Was it Warlord?
Well, the thing is with Hail Caesar, they've released loads of stuff without rules. You just add universal special rules to things, don't you, to give them flavor?
Yeah.
That's kind of what Warhammer have done now with the old world. There's lots of flaming pigs, and then
can I just say with the flaming pigs?
Oh, flipping heck!
If Peter see that release, they're gonna lose their rag, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then there is the ballista, which is
that's not
cool.
That's not a ballista. That's a humongous ballista. Love it.
Yeah, you can have one per. I can't remember how it works, but essentially, I think you can have one per. Like, what's the rule for it? Basically, it also says it has to be with your opponent's agreement that you're allowed to field it. Well, what does it say? Hang on, I've got it right here. It says
Legion.
the army may only field ballista if all players agree. There must be at least 3 Roman Hastati units in the army for every ballista fielded. But the thing is, to field 3 Hastati units, you've then got to field 3 Triarii and 3 Principe. So you actually have to have 9 units per ballista, essentially.
That is nice, though.
Yeah, that is cool. So yeah, I'm hoping that'll hopefully there'll be one of those on the table soon.
That'd be cool. Elephants, wouldn't it?
You know what you'll miss, Martin. We know what you're like with those.
Well, yeah, or at least it can't go rampaging over my general like that elephant did in the last game. Instead, it will just blow the back of his head off. Next thing up, Guards of Traitors' Toll. Now, I know this excited a lot of people when we had Graham on. Graham will be back soon in the future to chat about this, but they've been releasing more and more pictures of their plastics, which I think they are doing with Wargames Atlantic on one of the many things that Wargames Atlantic are now doing. And so they've released now. What do you think of these? These are just some mock. So these are a plastic kit, multi-part plastic kit.
Pretty smart.
So there's these guys, and then look at these. So I mean, I would buy these for pretty much any kind of fantasy RPG or whatever, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is really, really, really cool. I say Graham should be joining us on the stream in the next couple of months to chat about this, because I know a lot of people are quite excited by it because it's got that kind of Terry Pratchett feel, and Graham is very good at coming up with good game mechanics, and so I think people are quite interested in this. Speaking of Wargames Atlantic, Charlie did say there was going to be an announcement, didn't he? And they announced this week: Classic Fantasy Battles. So they previewed their 10mm orcs a while ago. He said there would be dwarves. I think in the announcement, I think he confirmed
10, I believe.
10 races or classic fantasy battle armies, and that's with rule. They're making rules as well.
Doing the rules for it as well. Yeah,
there's gonna be undead in there, isn't there, somewhere?
Yeah, there'll be. I imagine you. So hang on, let's go. You'll have elves, dwarfs,
humans,
orcs, skeletons. Standard humans,
just be humans, it'd be barbarians,
barbarians,
goblins,
goblins, evil dwarfs, evil elves, lizard men. So that's very, very interesting. I think they said that's going to be So it's
Q4.
This time next year. So that's on the way. Over at Victrix, they have, I think it started shipping yesterday, the Pagan Rus model. So there's
I got an email about this.
So lots more. So I think you can build them as Pagan Rus, you can build them as Varangian Guard, and I think you could build them as something else. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff on the sprues as normal for Victrix. I don't know how many you get in the packet. Is it one of their big ones? Is it like a 36er or a 40, or is it one of the smaller ones where you get like 24?
Yeah, I was going to ask you. They're still doing those, are they? They're still doing the half packets. They're not doing. Yeah, they are still doing.
I'm not sure actually. I want to say it's the bigger packet, but I'm not entirely sure.
It tends to be about 36. I've got some of their late Romans up there. There's about 40 in that. But they're quite cool. And then just to go on theme, hang on, I've got to get through. Is this 1898 miniatures? They've been doing quite a lot of Visigoths recently. So they've just put in a commander. I'm going to try. Is it Paleo? Is that his name? Paleo? Visigoth warlord, mounted and on foot.
Tactical rock.
He has got a tactical rock. I need something tactical for one of my Ragged Staff minis, but do I need a tactical head? That's a lot of that in the 48. Jesus Christ!
Holy moly!
A tactical head, a tactical Somerset head in the Wars of the Roses. Put their foot on. I've not been tempted to appear because of shield transfers yet. Yes. They are pretty.
They're pretty.
That's the thing with the Byzantines. They've got awesome shields as well. That's my news. Dom, I know you've got a load more.
Yeah, you stole a couple of mine, so that's fine.
It's annoying, edit.
Yeah, bitch. There's also some heads for the Russ, so different heads you can buy, I believe.
Yeah,
so.
I wonder if because they've done that now with the knights, so you had the fantasy option, so you can have better look. You can have better looking Bretonians than the one that GW produced, I think it's a good way forward. I mean, I know it's more money. But it's a cheap way of them producing.
If you're producing a really big force and you really want to have a lot of variety in it, it's a cheap way of doing it. It's a good way of doing it, I think.
But also, exactly. But also, how many periods do we play where, especially when it comes to swords and armor, where people are more or less armored the same? Pretty much, and just giving them just a bit of making the heads a bit different. I love that 1 second in from the left.
Yeah.
Have you seen that film Pathfinder, which is about the Vikings versus Native Americans? That reminds me of that guy from that. Did you know the main guy in there is the Kurgan from Highlander? I like to think it's a Highlander film, and that way it's acceptable.
Anyway, moving on. Empress also seem to have done an awful lot of new figures just recently. So there's some nice 30-year war pikemen that they put out, which, very nice. 28 mil, which look rather spiffing, like those guys. And then there's more charged pike.
That's got blood written all over it.
Isn't it? Just you're going to stab yourself on those. You definitely are. And then there's this little cannon. It's a 1 pound shot cannon, which I rather like.
I couldn't even see the barrel properly then.
Yeah, it's so tiny. 1 pound shot it fires. Okay. Also 30-year war. Cool. And then because I know everyone likes their vignette things. Calm down. Someone put a bucket of water over Andy.
Or an egg sandwich.
Or an egg sandwich, yeah.
Sorry, I'm still not over that. I'm still not over it.
Oh God, I was.
I've missed something here, haven't I?
Yeah,
I've definitely missed something.
I went to the Warlord Open Day, and we've spoken before when you've been on the stream, haven't we? About like we don't want people who've been eating Watsits or stuff to touch our figures or get yeah. And Andy had gone and bought. I was having he come back to his table with their beautiful game laid out. This massive epic game, and he was eating an egg sandwich. And he bit into it. And of course, it's a ruddy egg, and this stream of yolk came out, and it only just missed the edge of the edge of the table and all the figures. So he unlocked a whole new fear for me.
I love it. Traumatic. Yeah. So they're, and I believe all these Empress are all going to be available at the other party zone, which is this Sunday, isn't it?
Sorry.
Egg Army. I like it. Very good. Oh dear. So these are part of their more modern range. So these are Ukrainian laws and javelins. So there you go. And I think also just saw this just about half an hour before we came on that War Games Atlantic also showed off the sprue of their German heavy machine gun crew. So I believe this is World War One.
World War
with
One,
their sets. So no launch date yet, but they do love teasing what they're doing in advance, which is kind of cool. So if you want your World War One heavy machine gun for the Germans, it's there. I guess the same gun was probably used quite a long time, so you probably looks like lots of different head options there. Maxim.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Oh, who cares? Alex.
It's German. Alex will tell us.
Alex will care.
Sorry.
Alex
Sorry.
will care.
Wait, Alex does care.
He does deeply care. I think that was it for me. That's all I did see some other things.
Are we going to mention the giveaway, or is that for next?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
We should do that. But if we don't mention it, does that mean we get it?
Yeah.
You
so want
right
because it's bolt action.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. So, care of Boards and Swords and the very helpful Ian, who sponsors this stream, as you know, and remember to use that 5% voucher, PCP5, whenever you do anything. He's giving us another giveaway to give away. How many times can I say giveaway and a giveaway? So it is these. He has a box of the new Warlords Fallschirmjäger in winter uniforms and the new US infantry in winter uniforms. So we thought, what can we do with this? So we thought, rather than giving away the two, we're going to give away two sets, so one of each, basically. So someone will win the Germans, someone will win the Americans.
That's it.
And what do we want? What do we want for it?
Well, it came down. We were trying to get you. Basically, you need to comment on this stream once the stream has finished. So comment on this video. You have to like the video. You have to comment on this video, and we would like you to say, I don't know. We had some things, but I don't really. It could be nuts. It was nuts or bulge.
Nuts or bulge, yeah.
I think if you want the Fallschirmjäger, you say nuts. If you want the US, you say bulge.
But you don't get a choice about what you're getting. So it's not things.
All right. So one or the other. Nuts or bulge.
Question from Craig: is it a giveaway only for the UK?
Yeah, I was going to say. Unfortunately, it is. It is English. It is for UK only. However, if you did win and you wanted to pay for the shipping, I'm sure Ian would be very happy to accommodate. But yes, absolutely, it's UK only.
We will be doing the draw in 2 weeks, aren't we? We want to let this one build up. So I might as well bring this up. So you've got your competition. Here is your lineup for the rest of the month. Next week, we're over on Dom's channel for something to be confirmed. On the 21st, so the one after CrackCon, where we all won't be really tired.
We generally don't do one, but we are. So we're going to be
knackered. Well, we're joined. That's it. But Glenn from War Bases is coming back on. Now, I thought it wasn't that long ago, but it was actually over 18 months since we've had him on the stream. He's coming on. They've you didn't have you didn't. Both of you were awaiting children at that point, or your child might not even have been a thought at that moment. But he's on the stream to chat about what Warbase has been up to. There's quite a lot of things coming up, so he'll be here that day. That will be the show where we're doing the draw. We might even get Glenn to do it. And then on the 28th, we are back over for a Halloween special. Well, it's 3 days before Halloween, but we're back with Steve for a bit of a CrackCon roundup and just general hobby chat, I think. So, that is your lineup for October. But we've got quite a lot of people lined up actually over the next couple of months. So we'll keep an eye on things, because we have got plenty of guests, some from the community, some from companies, and some new people as well who are going to be coming on. So like Ken.
Newcomers. Make sure you remember the Facebook page, because then you get to see what's coming up and on what channel, because that's always helpful. Some people are asking about picking them up at, or Benjamin's just saying, could you pick it up at CrackCon? Not really, Benjamin, because it's going to be pulled the day after CrackCon, or the week, Monday after. So reminder, you have to comment on the replay of this.
Yes.
So the actual video on YouTube, not on here.
If it's on the
Not on here,
stream,
no.
yes.
Otherwise, we don't pick it up because we
Nope.
can't look at the old ones.
Steve can now buy an official plastic kit for his Battle of the Bulge
Yes,
Americans.
yeah, I am.
The kit passion with the German greatcoats.
I spent 4 months kit bashing an American Winter Army.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe that's better than the kit. Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll just do it to annoy Steve.
The best thing ever was my mate. He spent ages kit bashing Japanese airborne using false mega bodies and Japanese bits and pieces. And literally the weekend that he finished those, the following week, Warlord announced they were releasing Japanese airborne.
Did I just see that right? Are we dressing up on the Halloween show? Did I just?
Well,
see
that was a suggestion. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I think it'll be. I mean, I've got a Ken mask still. So.
Yeah, that's.
Oh
scary
God, yeah.
enough. Yeah, mine's hanging up there. I was on a work call and it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I have exactly, mate.
Yeah.
There we go. That's scary shit.
I've said it before, but whenever anyone wears those, all I can think of is the video for Du Hast by Rammstein.
Yeah. Look at your young unchild-burdened face.
Yeah, I know. Look how happy I am. I just find it weird how you've both got like a face mask of me in your house.
I've got one as well. It's not here, but it fell off the wall and dropped down behind my desk. I have to get that.
It's sitting there. So that's a kind of voodoo thing.
I am a monk for sure. No, I'm a reverend, but yeah, or a minister.
I must have got about the great coats. Can you have a rule that Steve has to stay 10 feet away from me at Krakow? People said that.
I'll tell you what, though, I am looking forward to CrackCon 5. And that's not just to get away from child responsibilities.
Yes, it is.
At all, I swear. The Tudor bar, I cannot wait for the Tudor bar.
Yes, that has been. I meant to say actually, I was chatting to Tony in the week, and I thought I can't remember if we've actually confirmed this or not.
Oh,
so I had to chat with him, and basically it's all booked in. So from 7 o'clock onwards, at the Tudor bar, which is in the hotel
Town centre-ish.
No, it's not called the Tudor bar.
No, it's not.
I can't remember where
Behind,
it's
isn't
called.
it? It's down the alley.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's the bar in the hotel.
Yeah.
It's in a hotel. I can't remember what it's called. Hang on.
It'll be in Haley's very detailed mission pack, won't it? I'm sure.
Yes, there is. We're going to get to OPC in a bit. What we're going to do, though, is fly through some of the starred comments of people's inspiration, and then we will finish off this stream with OPC. We've got quite a bit to get through.
It's in the Bell Hotel in Derby.
That's
so the
it.
Bell Hotel, Derby, the Tudor room from 7 o'clock onwards. You're responsible for getting yourselves there and getting you home. We bear no resresponsibility to anything that happens to you there or on the way home.
Yeah,
especially not if you're
taking the board game.
And try not to shit yourself if you see that mannequin thing behind the bar,
or it'll just generally just try not to shit yourself.
Try and shit yourself.
That's a good thing for the
It's
weekend.
bad for morale, especially trying to get.
It flooded last year, wasn't it? Derby actually flooded, wasn't it? Do you remember the river was?
Yeah,
Up, wasn't it? We just literally made it back over the river. Jeez.
So, go through a few of these starred cards. A Major Clanger, Inspiration in the History, especially Eastern Front, with a new Battle Group Migration book, also 20 mils Napoleonics. Figures themselves of their own for the carbon miniatures. Robin, project idea, 3 books, YouTube, paint 1 unit, get distracted, new project idea, rinse and repeat.
That's why you've got to buy them all in one go, Robin. Then you have to do them.
My editor is responsible for so many of my projects. Could you write an article about this war? And then they send me several books with a subject to read. It's not fair. That really isn't fair. That's just tempting fate. Tim, all my projects come from books and films in that order. Rich, books, YouTube, friends, movies, TV.
I've definitely found that. I don't know about you guys. I definitely find that YouTube videos have sort of, to a large extent, replaced the books as an initial port of call. I guess that's inevitable given where it is, but it does also mean I don't read all the books that I want to read, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah,
What else we got? Shrink 7, seeing a game at a convention does it for me.
Oh, yes, that's true.
I wonder what Simon's referencing here. Thanks to 3 YouTube channels, for example, Hail Caesar, Epic, and Bolt Action, and the new tank game by Warlord, all from PC. We'll have to get our legal team onto that. We need to draw up some kind of waiver. David often comes from Little Big Brother. We've really been a historic period of war. Find some nice figure ranges that persuade me to pick some figures. It is a good shout. Epic History TV gets me going. Books, yes. And after that, search that for model goodness. Oh yeah, Epic History. They're the ones. They've got the Italian Wars document series of videos. Isn't it? Yeah,
that's right.
They've just done a Navy one again, leading up to Trafalgar about. Oh my God, Nelson. They're doing his whole career. Oh, it's so good. So good.
That Italian Wars one. I thought the characters and the switching sides and the Wars of the Roses was complicated. With the Italian Wars, you need a notepad and pen just to keep note of who's changed sides, who's married who's really.
So yeah, also the guy we had on a few years ago now, Chris, the history guy.
Oh yeah,
his stuff. I still love watching those. Yeah. I mean, some of the stories he comes up with from different periods. Extraordinary.
Yeah. I really enjoy his videos. He did a great one about the Zulu War, about the only alleged prisoner of war that the Zulus took, and then the guy never thought that people would actually go and ask the Zulus. Like he came up with his really brave story about how he broke free and fought off the Zulus and fought his way back to British lines, and then they went and actually just asked the Zulus and no, we let him go.
Zulu said he was so irrelevant, we just let him go.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Wasn't he French as well?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, well, there you go.
There's not a lot that doesn't inspire me. Films, documentaries, books, YouTube channels. I don't need much of an excuse to start a new project. Low hobby willpower. I think we've all got that. Speaking of which, on the subject of projects and holidays, did you buy Byzantines or Trojans?
Not yet, John. I did look at the Trojans a few times, but then I thought, nah, I'll wait. Somebody did threaten to send me the rules for it, but there you go.
Yeah, my Trojan thing has sort of dissipated at the moment, but it's always there.
It's in the back there, isn't it?
Well, for Mandy, I think I have to start with an Osprey. I think that's always a good starting point. Round Monkey, Holiday just been to Flodden Field. Now he's painting archers. Rich wants a project takes hold of me. I will collect books on the subject, YouTube videos, internet articles, then rules, followed by figures and paints. Don, I get a lot of inspiration from watching the projects you lot are involved in. It is rare to end an episode of the PCP without thinking I should look into that. When you combine the comments that people make and what they're working on, and you go to the Facebook group as well, it's a minefield, isn't it? It's just a minefield.
I think also because the four of us have got quite. I mean, we have a lot of similar tastes, but also quite diverse in different bits. So you get quite a range from what we're all interested in.
There's no escape. There really isn't. Resistance is futile, as the Borg would say. And the documentaries are my bane. Yeah, absolutely.
They're great though, aren't they? Our history's so cool. Just love it.
PCP is definitely to blame for me backing up a couple of Kickstarters and persisting with my Wars of the Roses project.
Excellent.
Good man.
Panzer Kaput, TV, films, topic of interest, get me started into a project that go balls deep into research and books. Trevor, inspiration visiting battle sites. The problem is I've visited Wars of the Roses, English War, Napoleonic, 100 Years War, Culloden, and Flodden battlefields. I just want to game them all. My God. I imagine that would be quite a few metal miniatures you'd have.
I know that feeling. Jeez. There's not enough time in the week, is there? That's the problem.
So Donnie knows nothing about World War II naval combat, but I've been listening to a book called Castles of Steel, and now I'm getting obsessed with it. I'm thinking about buying some models and doing some events. With this submarine thing at the moment, I've never had any interest in sort of submarine warfare. But seeing this video game being played, now reading this book, very, very interested. I don't know what it is. From Paul, he watches films about the period he's sculpting, and he's watched Master and Commander on repeat recently.
Ooh, interesting.
That's a cracking film.
Cracking.
Very
in fact, I might add that to my my
Watch list.
weekend my weekend watch list. I've not watched it I think I watched it a year ago, so I might have to watch that again.
So what is Paul? What is his sculpting?
I don't know. That's what I'm
Right now?
interested now.
Yeah, I'm intrigued now.
Lynn, Band of Brothers is a good inspiration. Absolutely.
True.
Yeah, that is really
That
good.
is a cracker. It is still a fantastic.
Not sure what characters recent. We've always found Black Hawk Down fairly inspiring. Yeah, especially if you're into modern.
Funny enough, that's one of the films that I watched, and I thought I'd love to do this a project, but I've managed to resist so far. So I don't really do modern-y stuff, and it's but it's such a great film.
It's a good approach from Shell Shock Scenic. When I'm heavy into a project, I don't let myself watch any other genre or topic of films. That risk getting re-inspired. Wild Geese. I do like the idea of Mercs. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Old school FRP can be good inspiration for terrain. Yeah, video games are a great inspiration for sci-fi terrain or 3D dungeons. One from Paul as well. Any documentary series by Ken Burns? Yeah. Yes, this that I've remembered now. Yeah, so it was Lee is the chap with the 15mm ACW. I might have to go and check that out again, and then resist the urge to buy a lot of Peter Pig stuff. One from John's. We also be talking about the other side of YouTube, the content providers who drone on and on without ever getting to the point. This is particularly off-putting for a period.
Sorry.
So I think some can be really porridgey to get through. If that's a correct word, porridgey.
Now.
Apparently, my channel is dangerous for anything World War II. So Simon, he always watched my video, ended up buying the D-Day collector set this week. Brilliant stuff. Age of Spies, alongside the book setting the Easter Blaze, got me back into Back and Beyond. Absolutely fascinating and stranger than fiction from Paul. Andy, trying to watch different historical documentaries or battle or reports on the one you're working on. Yeah, that's a danger as well. I started Burrows and Badgers after watching you all. No, I love it.
That's what you about to say. You started Burrows and Badgers after watching The Wind in the Willows.
that happens to everybody. No, I don't think anyone's ever bought some Burrows and Badgers and gone, I don't like them. Everyone likes them. As soon as you get those miniatures and you start painting them, you're instantly hooked.
It starts from the buying process and the fact you buy them, they're there the next day or the day after. And then you look at them, you just think, "Oh, they're so good."
I you know what? I need to start painting them within 24 hours of.
What did I do?
I don't know. Apparently, Don's wife hates all of us, but especially Martin.
Well, I can understand that.
I mean, yeah, you know, I'm curious. I mean, from a personal point of view, fair enough. But, you know, that's a project. What have I done?
And Tony's making some speculation about Paul starting a hornblower set for British Sea Dogs.
Ooh.
Right, 10 minutes left. I think we've just got enough time to blast through OPC.
Blast.
I shall hand you over to Dom, because he's got all the information.
Okie dokie.
There's more way to palm it off.
Well, yeah, thank you. Load it onto me. So, yeah, reminder, OPC is the community thing that's run by some of the guys in the Facebook channel. It's not us. It's them. We just show the results of it. And it's been a jolly good one this time. I think we'll all agree. So this has been sort of working on an army across the year. Each month has been something slightly different. So OPC for September was to do a vehicle for your chosen period. So
nice.
Which was good. And I missed it because I was away and I didn't pre-build it, which was really annoying. So
I thought you were about 9 months ahead.
I think I'm just about caught up now, so I'm going to have to do something this month, aren't I? Job's a bit busy with all the stuff that's going on. So, right, let's start with... I've got my list here, so I have to tick them off, because otherwise I miss them. Samuel has done a cart.
Ooh.
I was channeling my Clarkson voice there. Samuel's done a cart. Sorry. That's Warbase's one, isn't it?
I think it might be, yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be a Warbase's one with ended bits. Tony has done Chaos Chariots.
Oh, nice.
Do you know they're 10 mil?
I was going to say those are those little fellas, aren't they?
Yeah,
I
they
recognise them.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
nice.
lovely
It's
stuff.
seriously good. Warren has done a Beast Man chariot. I mean,
Excellent.
I worry about him. I really do.
Nice.
Dom, does that not inspire you?
It scares the shit out of me, if I'm honest. I mean, look at it. Oh dear. I worry about what goes on in Warren's head. That's for sure. Tony, this is safer ground.
Oh, you know where you are with Limber, do you?
Brunswick Limber for his Brunswick army.
Very
surprisingly
nice.
enough. Oh, crikey, I've lost the list. Where are we? Cross him off. There we go. It's a horse artillery limber as well, just in case. Another limber. This is lots of limbers from Richard. Look at them.
Very nice.
I must do some limbers for my Napoleonics, but it just takes so bloody long, don't they? This is one for you, Steve. This is Mark's Landsknecht wine wagon.
That's cool, yeah.
Alcohol.
I mean, that was how they were fired up, right? That and the fact they never thought they were ever going to lose. Matt has done a bullock. Bullock. There you go.
That is brilliant.
I love it. Absolutely fantastic.
That's cool.
Limber and the bullocks. Very good indeed. Pat has done a Frenchy cart. Probably running away.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I got that. That's a lovely one. That's the one that you've also got the like the not tarpaulin.
Yes,
covered.
you did it as an ambulance, didn't you, for one of your battle reports?
Yeah.
That's right. It comes either uncovered like that or covered. Seems a bit of a shame to cover it over somehow because that looks so cool. Jonas, a night soil cart.
Oh, you gotta love some night soil. I love explaining to like people when they
Love
come
a
out
bit
on
of
site
night
what night soil is.
And then KS has done this carriage for Baron Wars.
Cool.
Which is
Oh,
great.
nice.
Very nice.
It's rather nice.
Good objective there.
Yeah. Don't know. The figure, the infantry or the man with the whip looks like he's a front rank. So I don't know whether that's Frank model, but it looks nice. Kevin's got some. Oh no. Oh, siege engine. There you go. Look at that. Jeez. When I read it was siege engine, I thought that wasn't what I was expecting, but that is a siege engine. He's done that amazing castle.
Oh
God,
yeah. The work he's put into that is phenomenal.
Wowza. Back to some sense. Gary's done nuns.
Absolutely.
I mean,
God Emperor is pleased.
There you go. Nuns in armored fighting vehicles. What more do you want in life?
Nuns with guns.
And tanks. Carl, this is his land speeder.
Excellent.
Now that's a classic.
That's a heresy one as well, isn't it?
Oh, lovely.
Next up, Benjamin. This is his Soviet army. Oh,
nice.
Who was that? Someone just exploded on the mic.
That sounds disgusting.
I guess he's bringing those with him to CrackCon.
Yeah, I think he is. I think we'll be seeing those at CrackCon.
See them up close and personal. Richard with his Assanid Persians.
Yeah.
Look at those.
Awesome.
Are the same elephants you pay for your Carthaginians, mine? Same ones, 28 ones?
No, I wouldn't have said so.
No, they're not. They're not the Vitrix ones. They're very cool. I do like those.
They're real. Just so reminds me of those books I used to get out of the library as a kid that had all the Sassanid armies. Jeez.
Oh, you're going to say Nelly the elephant then?
No, Dumbo. Joseph, this is untitled. So maybe that should have been the competition, shouldn't it? To put a name to that.
That is. I think that's some kind of cultist cart or something.
Just
That looks
extraordinary, isn't it?
That's brilliant, though. Really,
that's
really
thing
good.
from your imagination, that is.
You see things like that rocking around some of the villages around this.
And then finally, this is Stephen's. I I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea. I just don't know. It tells me, but I still don't know.
One day I will be taken to work like that.
Good man. So there you go. That is the OPC from September. So a reminder, it's a fun community thing. This current month is to do a terrain piece.
Oh, that should be interesting
for your army. So I think the final one will be to showcase everything you've done over the year. Don't worry if you haven't started; you can still do it. It doesn't, it's just for fun.
Yeah, and I think as well. I mean, we're chatting to the guys, but we quite like to know how many miniatures have actually been painted in total across the OPC. So in that final month, when you submit your army photos, just as well, we just want to know how many models have been painted. So that can be every horse, every man on the horse. It can be, the vehicles. I'd like to know a list of how. I mean, to be fair, if we could get that whole list of paints, brushes, it'd be really cool to see how many models have been painted as a result of the OPC. That'd be really cool.
Hopefully you've charted all the time spent in a nice Excel spreadsheet as well, so we can do
and then we totally won't look at it. Yeah.
Haley would like it. Nice Excel spreadsheet.
No.
So this is I saw something that Paul was teasing. The Tudor bar is appropriate for his next project.
Ooh. Interesting. There we go.
Interesting. Just do a foxhole. Yeah. How does multi-based minis count? Well, you've painted them, so yeah.
You just count the mini on it.
I mean, come on, Benjamin. It's not that difficult. Just count individual figures.
But he's doing 15 mil, isn't he, for Flames of War? So there's still miniatures. Still a miniature. Yeah.
Yeah. Only 6 mil doesn't count.
Ooh.
Ooh. I don't think anyone's done any 6 mil in this, to be fair, to be absolutely honest. I've not seen any of them in the OPC, which is a mistake. Why haven't you?
New skirmish game, broken beer bottles in the Tudor. Well, like I said, we are playing Munchkin.
Is that when the Colonials arrive?
That's a definite possibility when we've spent like an hour stabbing each other in the back.
Does anyone remember what they got on draft there?
Beer.
What, in the Tudor bar? They had...
Lager-wise.
Didn't they? Oh, no, we don't care.
I can't remember.
Who cares about
that? I remember last year that I bought a round for me and Dom. I did have my glasses on. And then I checked my bank statement on the Monday.
Sorry.
Yeah. I might drink rum,
I think I was on the whiskey by that point, mate.
Yes, you were. You said that one looks nice. I've never tried that before.
Yeah, and you were drunk enough to say, okay.
I was stone cold.
Was it neck oil that they had on tap?
Oh, that'd be nice. I know in the actual not in the Tudor room, but in the Tudor bar, but the actual main pub, they had Juice Forsyth on draft.
Mm.
Yeah, I might be drinking rum and coke. To be fair,
I'm never drinking Juice Forsyth again. I had it in York, and that was more than enough. That was never again. It was nice. The first sort of quaff was nice. The second one was questionable, and the third one was grim. So no.
No, I don't want. I've drunk a whole bottle of Baileys this week. To be fair,
God, you coping there, Ken?
Yeah, stressful time.
You make sure you don't get that mixed up with like the baby's formula. That's not a good thing.
No,
yeah, that was good, James, wasn't it? Really good pub. Martin didn't believe me when I said we found a couple of decent pubs in Derby.
I remember because me and Paul got a taxi back to the hotel, and we went past this. It was quite possibly the most empty nightclub I've ever seen in my life. There was all this loud music and lights, and you could look in, and there was literally about 4 people in there. There was just nobody in there, honestly. Right, we're at 10 o'clock. We're all done.
Blimey, look at that. Nice. Time flies when you're having fun.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us. So don't forget for the giveaway. Did we agree on
nuts? It was nuts and
Bulge.
nuts.
Yeah,
and
when it
bulge.
make it harder though when you do that draw thing.
No,
Yeah.
no, because it's just any. No, it's just any
Just
comment.
putting nuts
It's
or
it's anyone who
Oh, yeah,
comments.
you
It
can
doesn't
see
matter
any
what they
comment.
write. It doesn't matter what they write. They could write
As long
exactly
as
what
you're
they think of us.
subscribed.
And it
and
doesn't-
all
Yeah.
that.
And you like the video,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
in your draw.
Nuts or bulge. Don't forget, we are sponsored by Boards and Swords. Use the code PCP5 when you're checking out to get an additional 5% off your order. Big thank you to everyone that's watching this on the catch up. Always appreciate that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. There's a link down below to the Facebook group. If you aren't a member, you should be. Womble across to the Facebook group. Answer Dom's questions 3, and ye shall be admitted.
Maybe.
And yes, are we? Yeah, we're back next. We're back next week.
Yeah, with
on my
Dom.
channel next week. I've got to work out a subject, so any suggestions, put them in the Facebook page. Save me thinking of one. Yeah, back on my channel next week. Topic to be just decided.
It'll be in the Facebook group at some point. Right,
Awesome.
we're fishing out into overtime. Thanks to everyone that tuned in tonight. We always appreciate it. Some great chat and some great inspiration from books, TV, films, and all other kinds of stuff. Take care. Have a great hobbying week, and we shall see you all in 7 days over on Dom's channel. See you, everybody.
See you later. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.